Hello, beautiful soul. Welcome to the Quantum Paradigm Podcast. I am your host, Allison Alchemia. Welcome. I'm so honored that you are here sharing your energy with me. I am so excited about today's topic, which is really breaking down the nitty-gritty of human design, money manifestation, and quantum physics. Oh my God, if we want to talk about something that I could sit around and chat about all day long, this is it. These are the topics that speak to my soul and to my clients' souls. So I'm truly excited to be delving into this topic with you today. Before we get started, a couple of things. First of all, this is a relatively new podcast. And so we want to help the algorithm. And in that vein, I am doing a juicy giveaway for a soul wealth reading. This is a personalized, in-depth reading of your human design chart, specifically relating to your wealth manifestation and your business. If you are an entrepreneur, you don't have to be, but we go all the way deep on the aspects that relate you to your relationship with money and manifestation and your soul's purpose, all in one. Okay, these readings are priced at $11.11 because I do spend a great deal of energy and time with your chart before we even meet. So because of that, I want to give the opportunity to give away a free reading to anyone who participates in the giveaway. And so what does that mean? That means if you are getting any kind of value from this podcast, if you could take 2 minutes and just hop over and write a quick review, screenshot that, add it to your stories on Instagram, and then DM me or tag me so that I know, so that my team can grab your name and put it in the drawing. We will be drawing for this free giveaway after our 6th episode airs. So please get into this giveaway. It helps, these reviews, they do help the algorithm push out these podcasts when they are born. And since this is the beginning of 2024, this is the perfect time to really get this message out there. If you believe that there's anyone in your friends or family circle who would benefit from learning more about the quantum paradigm, the new paradigm of being, the new way of being, how human design interacts with us and teaches us how to be in alignment so that we can attract more wealth, more opportunities, yes, even love, like all of these things that we really desire on a soul level. If there's anyone that you believe would be benefiting from this, please share this podcast with them. And let me know. Anyone who shares to 3 people or more and DMs me with that list will get an extra ticket in the drawing. So go ahead, leave a review. Thank you so much. I don't take your energy and your time for granted. You could be doing so many other things right now, and here you are listening to this podcast. I'm truly honored and grateful and just happy to be here. So, one more thing before we get started on today's topic. We only have 2 days left as of the recording of this podcast to sign up for the Unleash Your Inner Magician Challenge. Now, even after this challenge happens, which is beginning on Monday, January 22nd, this will be available for purchase afterwards, but you won't get the live experience. You'll still get incredible information out of out of watching the videos that are going to come out of this. You will learn so much. But if you want the opportunity to be in this container with the other souls who have already signed up, we are starting a group experiment with wealth manifestation and doing it by design. Okay, so 2 days left. There's only 3 spots left available. This container is filling up fast and will absolutely sell out. So hop over to my bio. There's a link. You can also DM me and ask for the link. I'll have my team send it to you. So without further ado, I want to actually dive into my own chart in front of you guys and with you, and give you a little taste of what it looks like to start unpacking your own human design with the purpose and intent to manifest more money, more abundance, and like we are saying in the Unleash Your Inner Magician Challenge, doubling your income in quantum time. I've done that personally, and my clients have done that. Like, this is becoming the norm, doubling the income. Double. That's a 100% increase. Okay? So I am going to break down a few aspects of my chart for you, and you'll be able to see and really tangibly touch how I manifest for me. Now, disclaimer, this is my chart. And there are how many billions of us on the planet? However many of us there are on the planet, that is how many charts there are that are unique. So no one chart is exactly alike. The way that I manifest is totally different than the way you are supposed to manifest. And that's why I am so adamant at providing individualized, highly personalized readings and experiences inside the group containers, because no two people are exactly alike, and the way that I manifest is correct for me, but that's going to be different for you. Okay, so with that disclaimer, there may be similarities that you might hear about my chart that may apply to yours, but I'm really just wanting to do this more for as an example so that you have an understanding of what I mean when I say, wealth manifestation according to design. Okay, so I am a 5-1 manifesting generator. Now, those are just 2 of many aspects of a chart, is the profile and the energy type. So as a 5-1, I'm just going to tell you really quick, 5-1s live this interesting life of being projected onto for good or for bad, and having this relationship with their reputation that literally dictates their lives. Now, I have experienced this my whole life. I will walk in a room, and whatever someone else is thinking or feeling, they literally will project it onto me for good or for bad. So that means I can be demonized as much as I can be put on a pedestal. And that there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing right with that. It's just how it is. Now, the superpower of a 5-1, and if you are a 5-1, I hope you take note, the superpower here is, and the opportunity for wealth manifestation is, when we live up to that reputation, when we truly embody our integrity and our medicine, we literally step into our fullest potential, our full power, and we start manifesting like crazy. Okay? So I have been expected, a 5-1 always has heavy and massive expectations on their shoulders, not just from them, but from literally everyone else around them. And a 5-1 is what's called, they have what's called a transpersonal karma. A 5-1 is truly here to impact, influence, and heal others in their sphere and in the world. There are lots of profiles out there whose purposes are totally different. They don't have that on their shoulders. A 5-1 absolutely does. And we feel it every moment of every day. Every decision I make, I have you in mind, literally. You, my children, my clients, my family, every single person I've ever met and or have not met, but I know is listening to me, I feel you in my field, in my quantum field, and I move and make decisions from there. Like, no joke. It can be a lot, but when we learn to dance with it as a 5-1, we can step into that manifestation power, okay? As a manifesting generator, I am meant to move and pivot and pivot and move and pivot and move like I never stop moving. And that is correct for me. I do dance with taking care of myself, self-care, making sure I'm having enough fun in my business. When things slow down in my business, I know what I need to do. Do you know what this is? This is new paradigm business that I'm about to lay out for you. When there's a slow month, I know that I haven't been dancing enough. I kid you not. I kid you not. I know that this doesn't make any logical, linear sense when it comes to business acumen and like strategies, but with the new paradigm, this does make sense. And with my chart, I've got a defined root center, a defined sacral center as a manifesting generator. I've got a lot of gates and channels in my chart that dictate me needing to move my body a lot. You guys know that I'm a martial artist. I'm a Kung Fu martial artist of 8 years. I'm also a dancer. I've been dancing, social dancing for 15 years. And if I don't move that energy enough, I get stagnant and my business gets stagnant. This is literally a strategy. So when if things start feeling sticky for me, I know I've got to hit the gym. I've got to go put in an extra Kung Fu workout. And because I need the fun, I need to get myself on the dance floor. And that's what I do. And then like clockwork, things start opening up, the energy flows, the money starts flowing again. Okay. So again, I just have to say, this is a more simplified version of the things that we do in a deeper reading and the things that we're going to do inside the Unleash Your Inner Magician Challenge. But I just wanted to touch on the profile, the energy type. Now, I'm going to start talking about a couple of the channels that I have in my chart. I've got the 1648 channel. That's the channel of true mastery. That's the channel of enthusiasm along with hard work, dedication, and mastery. This is why the things that really grabbed me, like classical piano that I started playing when I was 5 years old, I embody it. I don't just kind of learn some songs. I take my whole life, starting from the age of 5, and now I'm about to turn 40, and I embody my instrument and my art. So I have been playing that long. I can sit down and play Rachmaninoff. I can play Chopin. I can play Beethoven. This is the channel of deep, deep mastery. The same is true for my Kung Fu journey. I'm on my way to becoming Sifu, to becoming a master. This is in my destiny. This is written that I am meant to, and I'm going to do a side note on this destiny piece here in just a second. But I am meant to, and furthermore, I deeply desire to master my craft. Whether that's writing, playing music, dancing, Kung Fu, Tai Chi, the things that I love, I don't dabble in. I go all the way. I master it, and then I become a teacher. This is my path. So I want to talk really quickly about the destiny piece, because there's been some conversations that I've been seeing where people are like, yeah, but don't we have free will, and what's this destiny, and la 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 la. You're stuck in your mind when these conversations. That's the mind talking. You don't need to understand. We don't need to understand. We understand who we are, what we desire, and what we're here to do. And you'll hear me say, human design is the perfect fulcrum between the science, the quantum physics, how our universe really works, and the more spiritual, wooey aspect of we could call it the more feminine flow even. It's the perfect fulcrum between those two that gets those languages talking to each other. So when I hear people talking about, but what about free will, but we're this and we're that, that's just the ego mind talking. We don't have to, you can get caught up in those conversations, but why? Like, let's just go dance. Let's go dance and attract money and get filthy stinking rich instead. And then that brings me to another point. I am not motivated by money, and neither are my clients. We are motivated by helping people. You are probably here listening to this because you are helping people and making a living doing so, or you want to, because that's what gets you out of bed every morning. And this brings me to another aspect of my chart that I wanted to talk about today. I have an open, undefined ego center. That means the ego center is what ties us to our 3D world, our material world, and money, and provisions, and wealth. So I have an undefined center there, which means I do not have consistent access to my relationship with money and with my 3D world. I have so many things in my chart that tie me to intuition, consistent access to intuition, consistent access to spirit, consistent access to manifestation. But as far as money itself, I have inconsistent access to that energy. And here I am teaching how to manifest wealth because I have truly mastered my relationship with money and with manifestation. Just because you have inconsistent access to the energy does not mean that you cannot master this dance. You absolutely can. So one quirky little thing that I have in my ego center is a defined gate 51, the gate of shock. So this is where this manifested in my early life as a child, where I would feel shocked kind of easily by something. I would just feel shocked. And now, as it's manifesting in my later life, I am able to wield the power of shock. For instance, when 2020 hit, when the pandemic hit, I had some really unpopular opinions. And I did not shy away from voicing those opinions. Those opinions were not just opinions, they were based on deep, deep research that I did. And because I have a 1 in my profile, I do all of the research, I do all of my homework. And so after I did all of that homework and found things that nobody was talking about at the time, we're talking about March and April of 2020, I was out there advocating for things that the majority was not advocating for. I was speaking publicly and writing publicly about the things that were going on from a completely different perspective. And it was shocking to so many people what they were hearing me say. And that was the gate 51 at work. I knew deep in my bones what I knew, both intuitively and from my research, and I used my defined throat chakra in my chart and the gate of shock to influence those around me. I could go on and on and on and on and on about my incarnation cross. I have gate 4131. I have 3 and 50. I have these massive leadership qualities all up in my chart, all over it. And knowing how to wield this is exactly what brings me wealth quarter after quarter year after year. I have absolutely transformed my whole life because I have just simply become more of who I am. And this is what I walk my clients through, both in the Unleash Your Inner Magician Challenge, which is coming up in just a few short days, and in my one-on-one coaching container. This is what we do. We go so deep into who we are. And in this 20 minutes, guys, I've only broken down maybe I would say 5% of my chart for you. So I want you to get an understanding that this is a lifelong experiment, and it is something that can be deeply, deeply practical. This comes with marketing strategies, sales strategies, constructing your business strategies. This is how we do it from the beginning. We do it in an aligned way that is in your integrity, your energetic integrity, the entire time from beginning to end, so that you're never burning out. You will never build a business with me that will burn you out. Because when we start feeling those twinges, it's like, oh, we just need to take a second and just readjust for a moment and get right back on track. If this is feeling aligned for you, reach out to me. Let me know. Let me know what you think about today's topic. This was a little vulnerable for me to just start talking about my chart and my energetics with you. So let me know what you think. Let me know how you feel when you hear what I'm talking about. Oh, quantum physics. Oh my God, I didn't even mention that, and that's in the topic. Okay. Not only do we know that neutrinos, the subatomic particles from neutrinos, influence us every single second of every single day. Not only influence, I'm talking heavily influence us with the transits, with the sun, with the planets. This also, what I wanted to talk about is we have the ability to collapse the waves of the subatomic particles into form, into particles. So this collapsing idea that quantum physicists have been discussing for a while now, we are consciously learning how to do this at will, guys. Do you hear what I'm saying? At will. At will. Like, we get to decide, okay, I've decided that this quarter is going to be a 300K quarter. I have decided. And so it is. And then it's as easy as living in alignment with our strategy, with our authority, with our knowingness, with our will. I'm not talking about willpower. I'm talking about our will. And learning how to manifest specifically, consciously. We literally collapse the waves and bring them into form through our DNA, through light, through spirit, through quantum mechanics. This is a giant conversation. I'm not a quantum physicist. However, I hope you can feel what I am speaking to and own it as your own destiny, as your birthright. If this feels interesting to you, reach out to me. I would be honored to hear from you. And I hope you have a beautiful day. Thank you for spending your time with me. I will see you next week. Namaste.